I always see two kinds of people there. On the one hand, we have people who say that purpose is biblical and that you have to have a purpose and that are pro-purpose. But on the other hand, we have people who are the complete opposite. So they think that because when we think about the secular world, we often see these people who, are putting purpose over everything. And those non-Christians, they're constantly talking about self-development and self-improvement and self-whatnot, right? And purpose is a big thing there. And this is why we also have, on the other side, people who believe that purpose is kind of sinful, and they see it as something sinful and something non-Christian. And they think we should stay away from this. But let me tell you this. God created Adam with a purpose. We read in Genesis that God created man and put him in the Garden of Eden to protect and to keep it. So God put Adam into the Garden of Eden with a purpose. And also, you might think, well, okay, but that doesn't apply to me. But in Ephesians 2:10, we read that God created us with a purpose that he knew beforehand, before we were created. So before he even put us on the planet, he gave us a purpose. So not only is purpose completely biblical, but sort of the basis of why you're here. Because if you're without purpose, then God wouldn't have created you, because why? And it's good, because you would else be really depressed and sad, and you wouldn't have anything. Like, for example, before I became a Christian, I once shared the idea that we don't have a purpose and that we should just live our lives and just go with the flow. This is not only non-biblical or unbiblical, but this is also very anti-biblical. This is actually very satanic, because Satan is the one who focuses on himself. God, because God is love always seeks to go outside itself. Like, love is always giving, while the opposite of love, which is Satan, like the opposite of God, he's very self-focused and very egotistical. So God created you with a purpose to serve others and to help others in need. So now you know, purpose is completely biblical, and God created everyone with a purpose. But now you might come up with another question or another problem, and that is, well, Robert, okay, but what is my purpose? And ultimately, I don't know. Ultimately, I cannot tell you that. Only God can. So what I recommend you do is you go start praying. Go start praying, and with a sincere heart, go ask God, what is my purpose here on earth? And God will reveal it to you if you're sincere and genuine. But I don't want to just leave you with this. I also want to give you some tools in your hand. And that is these are questions basically that you should ask yourself and answer and really think through. What would you do if money and time weren't the problem? Let's say you had unlimited amount of time, unlimited amount of money. What would you do that would serve others? And whatever comes up, now obviously this might change a bit, maybe you'll have to fine tune it a bit, but ultimately this can and will most likely be from God. And always keep the service in mind, okay? You don't want to do this for your own benefit. You don't want to do this for your own benefit. You want to do this to serve others. Now, I'll give you an example from me because this is my purpose. My purpose is, I have this purpose in mind for years. It's the reason why I wake up in the morning. My purpose is, there are many people, especially in Africa and India and, far in the East and East Asia, who don't have clean drinking water and who have to drink water that are completely filled with all kinds of bacteria and tumors. And many people, because they don't have any clean water source, they drink this polluted water that's making them sick. And my purpose is to eliminate that. So I want to build fountains. For example, I donate money to a charity that builds fountains for the people in Africa. And this is my purpose. This is the reason why I get up in the morning. It's because I want to end thirst for good. I want it to stop that people have to die because they don't have clean, drinkable water. And sometimes it's not even the water that's, causing the death. But many times those children or little girls that are going miles and miles, walking miles and miles to get water from a water source, which is complete dirt usually, they die not because of the water, but even though as they try to get the water into those gallons that they have, into these buckets, they get attacked by crocodiles and they die because of that. So it's not only the water that's the death cause. And I want it to stop. I want everyone to have clean, drinkable water. Now, if I had the time and if I had the money and the resources, I'd be going from village to village and just be building fountains. But right now, as I'm a little bit I'm not there yet that I can do this financially, I can at least donate money to a charity and who's helping that cause, who's taking the initiative. And this could be the same thing for you. So you want to know, if you had unlimited amount of time and unlimited amount of money, how would you serve others? Write that down. Please write it down. Take a note. Open your notes app or get a pen and paper and get thinking. Also keep in mind that if someone does not have a purpose, will seek pleasure. Anyone who doesn't have purpose will distract himself with pleasures. So many people who are struggling with pleasure addiction to pornography, addiction to masturbation, addiction to any sort of drugs, a lot of the time it can be very therapeutic to go seek out your purpose and actually keep yourself busy. Because usually these thoughts to fall into lust, for example, to masturbate, they usually come out of boredom. A lot of the causes are boredom and having a sense of like not having a purpose. And this is a recipe for disaster. So you don't want to have too much free time. You want to have a purpose so that you can also get rid of your addictions, because that way you're just keeping yourself busy and not really thinking about lust, not really thinking about drugs. So something else I want to tell you.